Hello, and welcome to this tutorial of Scratch. In this video, we will be learning how to make a game where, if you collect things, depending on what they are, they change your health. You are able to jump, and if you go to the sides, you get teleported to the other side. So, let's get right into it. So, the first thing you want to do is create a new project. Now, in the new project, you want to make a new sprite, call it ground. Then you just make the ground. I'm gonna make it a little like brown color. See, like that. Just cover it with that. Doesn't need to really be perfect. Just see the inner box right here. The inner box, this one. That actually is the box that gets shown if you align it to with 0, 0. This outer box is just there, and that one, I don't know. Now, in code, go to events, grab a when flag clicked, and then grab a go to block for motion. Now, just make it 0, 0, and now you have a ground. So, now you want to go to the Scratch Cat. I'm just going to call it cat. Actually, Scratch Cat. Then go to events, grab a when flag clicked, and a for loop, and make a block. Call it gravity, and make sure to tick run screen without refresh. Run without screen refresh. This will make the gravity, of course. So just pop that in there, and let's see. You're gonna go to variables, delete the my variable if you want to, or you can just leave it. You're really not going to be using it. Then create a variable, just call it y. Or y position, like so. Oh, and make sure to make it for this sprite only. Make sure to tick that box. Now you want to grab the Y position and go to motion and grab a change Y. And then go back to variables and grab the Y position thing, pop it in there, and make sure this is -1. So if we show the variable, now, and also you gotta go to motion and make sure the Scratch Cat kind of goes back up. I'm gonna make it to like, I don't know, like 200. So you just high up. Oh, and also you gotta make sure Y position gets set to 0. So, as we can see, clearly Scratch Cat is going, just doesn't really stop. So what you want to do is you want to go to, let's see, just go to control, grab a repeat until, then you want to go to operators, let's grab the not, then go to sensing and grab the touching and make it touching ground. Then you grab a change x, no, not change x, I mean change y by 1. Then you want to also set y to 0. The reason you do that is if it's not there, let me show you what happens. The y position just keeps getting higher and higher and higher. So the next time it falls, it will pop. It will just go super fast. Actually, it wouldn't go super fast. It's just that the thing is, it will eventually, once it reaches enough speed, pop straight through. And since there will be a jumping mechanic in this game, when you do the jump, it will just get ridiculously fast. So you just want to make sure you have that set Y block there. Now, if you test it out, it should be good. But for some people, the scratch cat may look like it kind of clipping the ground a little. That, I mean, like, let me try and recreate that. Let's see. So, get the looks, and then go from there. So for some people, oh, I can't really recreate it, but for some people, it might look like the scratch cat is kind of clipping the ground a little. So let's see if I can get that. Like that. That, I just fixed it with the go to front layer. I had that for my first attempt at this project. So now, with that out of the way, now you want to make sure that it can actually move. So grab a one flag clicked block and a forever loop. This is just so that in this forever loop with the gravity, it just doesn't become one long forever loop. So also grab 3 if statements. Now you want to go to operators and grab some ors, like so. Then go to sensing and grab key pressed. You don't need all the ors if you're gonna be using just as one set of like moving. Like if you're just using WASD, you don't really need these 2 ors. And if you're just using arrow keys, you're not gonna need as many ors as I'm using here. But yeah. So what you want to do is make that up arrow, and I'll make this here W. Then I'll just do that for the rest of these. So just make this one. Let's see, where is it? I'm gonna make this for the left arrow. Then make this one A. Just kind of duplicate this. Oh, just toss that or out. And then make this right arrow and this one D. So now what you want to do is go to motion, grab the X, and then I'm just going to change that and put 2 of them right there. So then you want to make sure the one with the left arrow or A is -10, and the one with the right arrow is 10 or D. I mean, like for the right arrow or D, it'll be 10. You can change the values if you want, but I found that I liked the speed of 10 the best. So what you want to do now is make it jump. So you want to go into variables, grab the change Y position, and set a number. You could tweak this however you want, but I put 15. But for now, as you can see, if we press it very lightly, it just gets launched up for some reason. And if we just hold it down, it just gets exponentially higher. The reasoning for this is because there's no delay at all, and also it doesn't detect when it's on the ground. It just constantly lets you jump, so you'll be able to jump like super high. So what you want to do is make another variable, make sure it's for this sprite only, and call it falling. Question mark. Now, when it's actually falling, like here, I'll set falling to 1. Otherwise, when it's trying to get out of the ground, it'll set falling to 0. Now, we want to go to operators and grab an AND block, just to fit that in there. Then we also want to grab an equals block, then go back to variables, falling, and put in the value 0. So now, if we test it out, the scratch cat doesn't get launched super high. Now, you can tweak this however you want. Just change it. For me, 13 works the best. So you can use whatever, you can use it if you want. But yeah, now if we test it out, it works. You can jump around, move around, but as you might have noticed, it doesn't do the thing where if you go to the corner, you get teleported to the other side. So let's make that. So you can just duplicate this script, or you can just go grab and when flag clicked from an event and a for loop. You also want to grab two if statements, then go to operators, grab a or statement. Let's see, so 1 or, 2 or, oh, that's if else. So you want to grab two ifs and or, like so. Then you also want to grab two equals and a less than, a greater than and a less than. Now, go to variables, not variables, motion, then grab X position. You want to put this in the first bubble of every single one of these. Now, you want to start the project, and then just go to the sides. So I'm just going to go to this side, and the max I can go to is 272, as you can see here. So, once you get that value, you want to, then you also want to, check the other value as well, of course, which is negative 272. It may be different for you, or it may not. You can change it to however you will like. So I'm going to make it so it detects if it's at 272, or if it's greater than 270. So, then it'll set the X to negative 265. So let me test that out. That looks good. The reason why you want this to be negative 265 instead of 270 is then if it detects it from this side, so I'll just set that up, 270 and negative 270, it might end up going in an infinite loop. So also, you want the less than sign with the negatives. Otherwise, it will mess up the code entirely. Then I'm just going to duplicate this block and make it positive 265. So if we test it out, a very smooth transition. Now, I'm just going to hide these two blocks, like so, just so it looks better. Now, what you want to do is actually make your foods. So, I'll be right back after I make those foods. So, now I have the foods created, as you can see. So, when you have the foods created, you want to make sure you just have these costumes numbered. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can have more than 4 costumes. I just have 4 costumes. Now, what you want to do is, what we want to do here is actually, let me just show the two foods, is we want the foods to come down from the top, slowly, and then, not too slowly, it'll just come down from the top, and then once it hits the ground, it'll just disappear. Or, if it hits the scratch cat, it will also disappear, giving score. So, let's make that score. It'll be, make sure it's just available for all sprites. Score. I'm just gonna make, so in backdrops, or really anywhere you want, you can just make it so it sets score to 0. I'm just doing that in backdrops. And I'm gonna make it a large readout, so it looks like that. Then what you wanna do is go into either one of these. It doesn't really matter where you start the code. I'm just going to start it on this one. Then you can just drag all that code you made on here over to there. So grab a when flag clicked button. Then what you want to do, not one flag click button, sorry, a when flag clicked, then go to forever. Then you want to go to just scroll down to control and create a clone myself. Then you also want to grab a wait, and I'm gonna also go to looks and put a hide block just before I start. So also, what I want to do is make, I don't know if you saw this in the game showcase, but the foods were actually dropping at random times. So basically, every time you restart the project, the foods basically they will drop, and every time it'll just change. Like every time you relaunch the project. So maybe if I start it once, it'll wait 2 seconds. Next time I start it, it'll wait 1 second. So to do that, you can just make a variable for this sprite only and call it wait time, like so. Okay, then you can just hide that, and at the start set, oh no, not square, set wait time, then go to operators, you pick a random block. Now choose the time you want to take. I'm going to do 2 to 5 seconds. Then go to variables, grab the wait time, and put it right there. So now it'll do a random amount of wait, and then it'll create a clone. It won't change every time, which I don't really want it to. But if you do want it to change every time it makes a clone, you can just put the pick random right there instead of in the wait time. You wouldn't need the wait time block anyways at all. So you also want to grab a when I start as clone block. This block basically is like a when flag clicked block, but it's for the clones. It'll just start as soon as a clone spawns in. Each clone gets it and they'll do it. So I'm gonna open out that. I'm gonna first of all show it. Then I also want it to pick a random costume actually, so then it's just not always the same thing. So I'm gonna grab a pick random block, go into looks, and switch costume. I'm gonna do 1 through 4 since I only have 4 costumes. Or yeah, like so. Then what you want to do is go to motion and grab a go to. Then go back to operators and grab another pick random. So this is where we want to experiment a little. I'm just going to show this. I'm going to grab so I'm going to see how high you can go. I'm just going to spam a lot of numbers and I'll show you the highest you can go, which is 180 for me anyways. Then I'm just going to adjust it to the size, the height I want. So 170 would be good for me. So you also want to make sure the pick random is in the X position and not the Y position. So I'm going to make this 170. Then what I also want to do is just drag this over here and then just make choose a random X position. Choose the X positions. I like that. Negative 220. You want the negatives first, then the positives. I don't know if it 100% matters, but I just do it like that. Then you also want to get the other X position for the other side, which is 220. So now, if we do it, it will just, if we see, it may pop up. Yeah, there it is. You can see it popped up right there. Then if we check the wait time, that's why. The wait time's 5 seconds. But, as we can see, the foods are slowly starting to just appear in the places. So what you want to do now is make it fall. So we're gonna grab a repeat, and we're basically gonna grab this code. Actually, not just that code. Well, I mean, we can just grab this entire thing, except, yeah, just grab the entire thing. So now it automatically will create us variables just for this if we take it from there. You can do this on mobile as well, I think, just by grabbing with your finger and tossing it there. It should work. If not, I'm sorry, you will have to recreate it. Then just do a quick change up, make this into a repeat until touching ground. Then it'll get rid of these for now. Change Y by -1, and then change Y position. And then it will delete the clone. So unfortunately, this is all the time we have for now. So I will have to end the video here, but stay tuned for the next video, and hope you have a good one. Bye bye.